it's amazing. It'll completely it's totally changed my life and the way I think about my business. I have no doubt that it'll do the same for future members who join.
Welcome, Parijat. It's so good to see you again, and congratulations on completing Seal the Corporate Deal. We were thrilled to have you be one of our founding members at Swagger School and to support you in advancing your B2B sales. So I would love to just spend a few minutes getting a little bit more insight on what that experience was like for you. So would love to sort of rewind back to when you were initially kind of thinking about targeting corporate clients, where you were to begin with. If you could share a little bit about your industry, the types of customers you were serving before you targeted corporate, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, sure. So I have been working individually with clients who have experienced preterm delivery, pregnancy complications, or late term loss and wanted to support their bodies in addition to the medical care they're receiving to help them have healthy pregnancies and bring home their babies in their future pregnancies. And I was doing the work one-on-one. I had tried groups and courses and everybody kept coming back saying one-on-one. And so I absolutely loved it. And I could tell that the scope was so limited because I wanted to be able to do more. But with the one-on-one work, there's only so much that we can do, which I love, and I wanted more. So my ideas and my head kind of started going to what would that look like? Where could I go? Where would I like to be? And right around that time, I had an opportunity at several tech companies nearby to possibly come in and do some presentations. And it was at that point I went, I have no idea what to say, what to do. I hear corporate, I hear tech, and I go, like, no personality, gotta be really professional or whatever that means. I didn't know how my skills would translate. And it was, I think, right around then that you had started talking about the program. And that just kind of planted a little bug in my ear of, if I want to do this, I really would like to learn from the best to figure out how to navigate this new world that I'm very unfamiliar with.
I love that so much. I think similar to you, a lot of folks feel daunted when big companies reach out to them and they're not really sure where to begin. Curious what made you choose Swagger School to help you as you were thinking about really strengthening your B2B sales skills?
Truthfully, it was primarily being able to work with you. You have such an incredible presence, expertise, knowledge. I mean, you've got your feet in the world that I had just been looking at from afar. I think knowing that you had a background in the health and wellness industries as well was something that made it feel like I knew you could help me bridge the gap between B2C health and wellness to B2B health and wellness. And I knew that if I wanted to go into this new arena and kind of, I imagine it as like building out the next wing of my business, I did not at all want to do it alone. I wanted to make sure that I had the right guidance and expertise to do it properly from day one.
So a lot of people, I appreciate you sharing that perspective. A lot of people are not sure, is it strategy? Is it tools and templates? Like, once you got into the program, really describe for us a little bit, give a taste of what that experience was like working with Swagger School to go after corporate deals.
I think I would describe it like we turned on the light in a dark room. And it was no longer this scary, daunting, I have no idea what's here experience. I think what you have done is separate out different elements of the experience of what does it take to walk into that room? How do you navigate the room? What corners of the room do you belong in? Do you want to be in? You've broken that down very nicely in ways that make it easy to implement. So I mean, I think the intention of the program, I believe, is more strategic, but my eyes and head just exploded every time I talk to you. So I think even unintentionally, there was some big mindset shifts too of what it means to be in this space and who am I, but what is the company and how does it fit into the context of what I want to be doing? So I would say that it really was just extremely eye-opening.
Can you give an example of maybe what was one of the biggest mindset shifts that you experienced while in the program?
I would say it would be around pricing. And it's not, we've talked about this, it's not about just price higher. Don't just slap a giant price tag on it and say, here we go. It's price smart. Be really intentional about what is it that I want to do. And I love that you start pricing from there. Like, don't put something in a package if you don't want to do it. It sounds so obvious, but it's not something that at least I had come in knowing to challenge. And so start with what you want and then really get granular about what is it actually going to take to make this happen. Because I know for myself, it's easy to gloss over. Oh, yeah, I can record that. Sure, I can edit that. Sure, Canva, I got that. But how much time is that going to take? Do I want to actually be making graphics? Because I have zero graphic design background. All those questions of really being extremely intentional. And I think that intentionality then translated to other parts of the process of who do I want to pitch? Where do I want to work? Who do I want to be working with and in what capacity? And really just, it kind of went into all the different arenas from there.
So your mind is blown, the light bulbs are going off all over the place. You're thinking about pricing and your business structure in so many different ways, even the customers you're serving. How did that make an impact in your business? So if you were to think back to the beginning, to the applying some of those changes, what were some of the biggest impacts that you have already been able to realize in your business so far?
I think I would say it's rooted in how I talk about my work now. It's coming away from just talking about the service side of the business to the larger mission, which is what started my business to begin with. Really reconnecting with that, owning the language, again, back to intentionality, using words very intentionally about what I do, who I serve, and whether that's individually or companies or hospitals or clinics or apps or whatever it is, and putting out there more consistently and more clearly who I want to work with, what I'm here for. And I think what that's done is it's opened other people's eyes to go, oh, she doesn't just do one-on-one work. Oh, I know somebody you need to know. And honestly, since I started talking about my work differently and, we worked on the bio and we tweaked and we made it so strong. Since then, I've had multiple introductions to people in hospitals, in clinics, in different companies of people just kind of the light goes off for them and they go, oh, you guys need to meet because I think there's something here for you that takes me into this world that I've been wanting to be in anyway. And having those relationships built has just been absolutely phenomenal for opportunities for projects together, new clients, and then media opportunities as well.
Okay, so let's get to it, because when we talk about swagger, we talk about owning the fullest expression of yourself. And you have been a superstar from day one, right? You are an author, you are a thought leader, you've been on those stages giving those keynotes, right? Describe for us, you just shared, right, a media opportunity that came about. Could you just share a little bit, maybe one or two wins that lit you up after kind of repositioning and repackaging your work in a new way to serve a broader audience?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say my book, Pregnancy Brain, has been reaching a much wider audience. And we have the opportunity of possibly having this book be a teaching resource or an additional resource in certain training programs, which has been exciting. The book also led to an interview with the LA Times and multiple podcast interviews of podcasts that I had wanted to pitch to, but I hadn't yet. And they were able to actually find me to invite me on, which has been amazing. And there are several proposals that I have out to actually change the game of patient care and parent care in hospitals in ways that completely tie back to why I do this work to begin with, because I used to be that person. And now I get to go back and actually help people who are now in the shoes that I was in a few years ago.
What a full circle moment, Parijat. If you were to go back to someone who's just getting started at their B2B journey, right? They're just getting started, they're thinking about going after corporate clients, what would you say to them? What would you say to them about the experience if they're maybe on the fence, not quite sure whether to move forward in that direction?
Yeah, I would say sit down, get quiet with yourself, and really check in. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing B2B? What's in it? What are you looking for? Because if there is something there that's pulling you that no, there's something here for me. I need to grow in this direction. I need to try this out. If you know that it's there, but you're stopping yourself because you don't know how, this is the answer. Like, you will get the how, but really get clear with yourself first and then come join, because it's amazing. It'll completely it's totally changed my life and the way I think about my business. I have no doubt that it'll do the same for future members who join.
And the last question I have for you is about your group experience. I know you had a combination of one-on-one time, you interacted with our group members in office hours. Just wanted to hear a little bit about what that experience was like for you as well.
I liked it. I really enjoy hearing from different people who are in vastly different industries than I was, because while things weren't perfectly mapping to my experience, there were some incredible nuggets that I picked up, different ways of thinking about a problem or finding solutions, or different ways to pitch, even ideas of completely different companies to pitch to that I'd never thought about before. So I think it's a really great opportunity to, even if you're in an industry that's super, super niche like I am, you will learn a lot from listening to other people, and especially people who are further along in this corporate journey than you are, to kind of see, okay, this is what's coming next. This is what I want to start thinking about to set myself up for success when I'm there too.
Last one, I know I just said that was the last one. But as you prepare to sit, at the head of the negotiation table, I know you've mentioned you have an upcoming pitch. How are you walking into that room, that virtual room or that negotiation table? How are you walking into that room differently today as a result of being with us at Swagger School?
It's wild. I'm like, I got this. I'm ready. It's so wildly different than it would have been a few weeks back. I feel prepared. I feel like I know where I'm going with the conversation. I'm prepared to receive the new directions the conversation might go in. And I fully trust that whatever it is that we come to as a joint conclusion, I will know how to navigate to be able to help them the best way possible.
Thank you so much, Parijat, for raising your hand to be a founding member at Swagger School. It has been an honor to work with you at Seal the Corporate Deal. I mean, I am just super excited to see where your journey leads you, and I can't wait to see the impact that you make in the lives of so many, right, as you take your powerful mission and expand it in the world. So thank you so much for participating, and I'm excited to continue to watch you soar as you navigate the road ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.